Friends, welcome back. Big Deno Plays. I'm very excited because we are on to Lantern Year 10. We're on track to make a Green Armour Set, and we're about to face off against what is absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the best showdowns in the game against the Dung Beetle Knight. He's one of my favourite, I think he's probably many people's favourite, but this artwork is epic. I love him. I love everything about this showdown, friends. It's a challenge. You never feel like you're on top of things, and his gear is awesome. So this is probably Kingdom Death at its best, and this is also the first time that I have cards that actually make sense with what the Dung Beetle Knight says. He's got cards that are actually what they're written, what they're supposed to be, thanks to 1.6. We're going in with 4 survivors and our scout. Feeling, I won't say relatively confident, but did I decide against taking Jonas, did I? Why did I decide against taking Jonas? Maybe just because of the risk of this showdown. Yeah. Okay. That's probably a good decision. We are going to go hunt a Dung Beetle Knight. I'll go through our survivors. So we have August, who is also rocking a guitar, Beast Knuckle, Round of the Shield, Blood Paint in the middle with a full leather set. So tracking a lovely +2 evasion to take her to a glorious 4 evasion. Very, very nice. Kaylin, our deadest. We've got the green gloves on her, which is tremendous. And I've managed to proc Monster Tooth Necklace. And she's actually going to rock the Vespertine bow. Because this set is giving her +4 strength, that'll be strength 8. So that makes the little strength 1 of the Vespertine bow feel a little bit better. Michiko is the sword specialist, so she is actually going to gain +1 accuracy, +1 strength, and +1 speed when attacking with a sword. And that is there. No, that's sword mastery, so we'll just ignore everything that I did there. That's when you get sword mastery, you get that benefit. Sword spec is I get to flip hit locations and decide. There is one small change I've made to this loadout. We've got a founding stone here instead of dried acanthus. The founding stone is for one simple thing, and that is to crit the sword. So we have the wisdom potion, so we will have the sword. We'll be able to see, hopefully, when the sword appears, and we use a founding stone to just take that bad boy. And then finally, Top, who's our axe specialist, rocking the same dealio with the blood drinker. Pretty tasty. So feeling good. I do want to try and get a Grimjaw wound. I want to try and maximise as many resources as we can from this guy. It's a tough fight. So let's nip over here and we'll just make sure that I understand everything that's happening in this showdown. So we are facing a level 1, so we're not dealing with overwhelming darkness. We have 2 Dung Beetle Knight events. There, and we will have 2 non-Dung Beetle Knight events as well before we get there. Okay, I will grab ourselves out the Dung Beetle ball, the resin dung ball. Okay, and then we get to do Spelunking of Death. Wonderful. All right, so let's just run through a couple of his rules just so I remember. So separation anxiety, anytime he is away from his bull, we play the green. Yeah, good. Baller, when he's told to do baller, he spins it around his entire body, and that's good. And then prepared tunnels, he does a ground pound. All survivors adjacent suffer bash. Yeah, collision is very rough. So we do need to do a dash and be dashing through the snow. Wonderful. Let us depart for this glorious showdown, and hopefully I'll remember how to win. Kaylin does not get an insanity because she is a deadest, even though her set does provide an insanity. We will give her an extra point on the body. Michiko, she has dreamism, so she gets nothing with another dreamism there. Distant tooth. Okay. So let's nip over here and we will depart, and we have our first normal hunt event, and it is a random event. So we will flip yellow first. I think I talked about this the other day. I printed out insights and I printed out hunt events just to make my life a little bit easier, so I'm not swapping through books. 03, that's on the first page, and it is cancer pigeons. We don't have a whip, or do we? No. Each survivor rolls 1d10, and we'll see who becomes a straggler. So August does not have prepared, so she rolls a 9. Kaylin is prepared, I believe. So she rolls a lot. She rolls a 10. Next person rolls a 3, so that's Michiko. She's not prepared, so Michiko is currently our straggler. That's a 10, and our last person, the scout, rolls a 7. So Michiko is the straggler. No one has noisy gear. If any sort has, yep. So we add +4 to our roll if we have a whip. We do not. This is a bad one if we roll. Yep. We roll a 4. Cancer pigeon latches onto your back. Shake it free by spending a survival. Good work, Michiko. You are okay. Cancer pigeons. Next one is one of these. Bugman. Hello there, Bugman. So the next person on the list is Kaylin. She has courage 6. Roll 1d10. If the result is equal to or lower, that's an 8. Damn, it's not. Damn, well, investigate would have been awesome. We roll a 7, so that is horrified and embarrassed. You lose 4 survival. Unlucky, Kaylin. We do have a reverberating lantern and a mineral gathering, or herb gathering, I should say, to do here. So another Bugman one. It is abandoned resin ball. So this is Michiko. You may descend, gain a courage, and investigate. We will absolutely descend. We roll a 7. Add stranger in the dark to the timeline next year. Oh, I forgot to do Gorm Climate again, so I remembered that last night as I was lying in bed. So I'll add Gorm Climate to this one, settlement events, Gorm Climate. And we'll also add stranger in the dark. Cool. So we investigated, we're done. All right, so we'll now do the Manhunter's tuning thing. I actually do that after we do herb gathering. So herb gathering, all survivors gain a survival. However, our dreamists do not gain a survival. So Kaylin, you gain a survival. You are a deadest. You are a dreamist, so you gain nothing. You are max, but you gain nothing anyway. You are max. So let's see if we roll. 9 and 7 is 16 plus 6 is 22. 2 7s is nothing. 22, 33. 44. So we just need to roll 1 dice here to get to the best one on herb gathering. So that is 2 fresh acanthus. 1, 2. And a vermin resource. So this becomes relevant now because we have a consuming person, and we are going to give that consumable person some of these fresh acanthus. Oh, fresh acanthus do not have consumable. It says archive this to fully heal one hit location. That's annoying, but we do have a crab spider. So, who is our August gourmandism? What does it say? When you consume, when you gain a fresh acanthus, gain a progress. Archive a fresh acanthus. Ooh, cool. Whoa, that's really good for this showdown. Okay, so we're going to give her all 3 of these, and she's going to consume the crab spider to gain 3 survival. We might hold on to that. We'll keep that. And let's go with the reverberating lantern tuning, which is called, I can't remember. It's not called Tools of War, it's not called Bleeding Heart. Sonorous Rest. So anyone with blue will gain insanity. Now I think at this point, everyone that can have survival, so August will tune, so she's going to get no insanity, but she gets the basic 3. 1, 2, 3. Kaylin is going to take survival. She has 1, 2 survival. Michiko is going to take, she's a dreamer, so she's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 insanity. Topless is going to take insanity. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she will take 1, 2, 3. Sonorous Rest, very good. It's just straight up and down a bonus. We don't have War Room, we don't have Storytelling. Very good. Okay, we have our last random event, and it is a Scout Hunt event. Nice. I was going to print out the Scout events, but I thought, they don't happen that often. I don't need to worry about that. Good work, Deno. Good decisions. Scout Hunt events. I feel like these are mostly positive. A 7, Stirring Burden. The faraway quarry picks up a scent and instinctively retreats from the rancid presence. Move the quarry 2 spaces away from the survivors. At the start of the showdown, the monster gains a -1 token. Each survivor gains 2 insanity. That is lovely. Kaylin can't. So the Dung Beetle Knight moves to here, which means we have to do Overwhelming Darkness and one more hunt event. But that's okay. So one more hunt event is a random event, and we roll 68. Actually, I don't know if Overwhelming Darkness is going to be okay, but can't change that. 68. A familiar face. We have a straggler, and that person will lose their insanity and gain a understanding. So top down, 1 is an 8, 2 is a 9, 3 is a 1. It's going to be Michiko again. So she's going to lose her survival. Better roll the other 2 just in case. No, and no. Great. And she gains an understanding. And that is her done. Overwhelming Darkness. A lot of books. Overwhelming Darkness. All right, this is an important one. That might have just helped Michiko actually. Each person must determine their paths and walk them simultaneously. So August does not have enough courage. She is insane, so she must walk the path of the insane. She rolls a 6. All survivors suffer 1 event damage to a random hit location. Everyone suffers it to the head. Great. So the next person to walk will be Kaylin. She is walking the path of the brave because she is brave. She rolls a 6. She gains a -1 evasion token, which is really shitty. Put that there in case she gets away to remove tokens. But everyone else gains a survival. No one else can gain survival. So that's fine. The next person to walk will be Michiko. She will walk the path of the doomed. And she rolls a 7. Lose monster level survival and gain a -1 evasion token. Okay. I'm disliking this situation so far. Toppy. He is also walking the path of the brave. He rolls a 1. Ignore them, losing your courage, or spend all your survival to save them, gaining population. You can lose your courage. We don't need people. Plebs. We don't need plebs. Our last person is our scout, Layla. She rolls a LY10 on the path of the insane. The crab spider. Have another one. Crabby. Cool. Oh, we can consume 2 crab spiders. That's it. So we are done. We move on to the showdown, and the monster has a -1 damage token. It's pretty great, but, and this is the annoying thing, it's very rare that he actually does a lot of damage himself. It's usually him swinging his ball around that does all the damage. So, boop boop. Okay, so that's all. So let's nip over here. So I have prepared this deck. We should have 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10. Very good. Our hit location deck. Very good. We play with that face up, and so we have a top deck trap, if you don't mind. Well done, Deno. One of your best. This is actually one of the traps that you can get around. Okay, so over to the book. Where are we? That's right, on that end. So here. Scout will go here. We'll go here. Layla, top. Michiko is in red. Kaylin is in blue. August is in green. Michiko, August, done. Okay, so let's have a look at this showdown now. He does have a tendency to target Stinky gear, and so the 2 people that have monster grease are Stinky. So we'll put her on the end so she can potentially dash. Her on the end, she can potentially dash. This is a showdown where I don't think the scout is going to go into her stone face, because if the ball hits the face, which it very well could because it gets flung all over the place, it's just a straight severe injury. So that is our showdown. That is our brave friends. I think we're good to go. -1 damage token's lovely. All right. Feculent drumming. Intimidate all survivors. All non-death survivors suffer 3 brain event damage. Okay, so August, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. She will now use her thing to set it back to 2. Michiko has to do a brain trauma. She rolls a 4 on the brain trauma. Flee. You are knocked down and suffer knockback equal to the Closest board edge. 1d5 insanity. 1 insanity. And she'll flee. She's knocked down. At 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll do. There is no Smell World status cards and no one within 4 spaces of the ball. Good work on the tune thing. Okay, so here's how we bypass the trap. The Dung Beetle Knight is movement 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We will shoot him with the bow because when he does it says full move and then if the attack monster is adjacent to the attacker. So that is 1, 2, 3. The Vespertine bow gets +4, or range 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So she goes to there. She shoots with the Vespertine bow. She is going to increase its accuracy to +4. So she's hitting on a 2+, and she rolls a 1. What does thingy let us do? Legendary Lungs. Is that just roll an extra 1 for each hit or for each successful hit? Great. We will use a Guardian reroll from her because otherwise our first turn is absolutely cooked. That's an 8. We hit, we draw the trap. Here it is, it's called Slam Dunk. Full move directly towards the attacker, and then if the monster is adjacent, he is not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Turn like that. Good. So now we need to reset the trap. Okay, top deck is a Century Carapace. So I don't remember these. Let's have a look. +6 toughness to wound this. Club, shield, or pickaxe. Club, shield, or pickaxe. Well, we definitely don't want to send the dagger in, but maybe we try Michiko with the beacon shield. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Okay. Yep. So Toph is going to spend a survival to fist bump and see if he gains his survival back. He does not. Michiko, and Michiko is going to have her turn. So Michiko is going to spend a survival to dash. Cool. And she's going to get to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here. And then she's going to use her slam. So she spends her thing to full move towards a straight line. If you move 4+ spaces and stop adjacent to a monster, it suffers knockback 1 and -1 toughness until the end of the round, which is glorious. Good work, Slammy. And then, because of the Screaming Armour set, after you slam, she's going to spend her combat action to move 1 space and activate a melee weapon with +2 strength. So she's going to activate the beacon shield. She has accuracy 1 and she's in the rear. So she's hitting on a 4. That's a 6, so we hit the Century Carapace. We know that's what it is. His toughness is normally 12, so it goes to 18, back down to 17 thanks to the slam. And the beacon shield is basic strength 5, but that goes to 7. So we need a 10 to wound. However, we get to roll 2d10 in addition to our actual hit roll. And that is enough. We have wounded that. So it is super dense. That doesn't mean anything. So we archive that hit location. We still do a wound there, and we flip this one over, and it is the, oh my God, is it the Filthy Resin Sword? It's the Filthy Resin Sword. Oh, that's so good. All right, Michiko will spend her surge, and she will fling a stone which is this stone. Fuck, I love being me. I love it. It's the best. Just shit like this just happens. The filthy resin sword. The blow shatters the weapon. Regenerating blade. Oh, yes. Okay, there's our regenerating blade. That's good. Along with our crab spider. It has a broken blade, which is a persistent injury, which is amazing. And the monster suffers knockback 5 and gains another -1 damage token. It's a -2 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into that. Okay. So that is a really good turn of events. So what we might do now, what's on top of the deck now? The trap again. Well, let's proc it again. Kaylin will spend her survival to dash and surge. This is amazing, by the way, having the Vespertine bow for this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So she's in range. She will shoot the bow. And she rolls a 2 to hit. She rolls a 7, so she hits. It proc slam dunk. He moves towards us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll put the trap back in the deck. And we're done. We have done 2 wounds so far, so that's good. Okay, so Michiko's done and Kaylin's done. Our Beast Knuckle person is adjacent right now. So we will move into the rear with August, and she will swing with the Beast Knuckle, and she will also proc her round by the shield. So it's a 9 and a 7, that's 2 hits. Oh, what was on top? It's a Filthy Guts and a Sentry Carapace. Okay, so we'll do this. Great, so the Beast Knuckle is strength 4, he's strength, or she is strength 2, so the Beast Knuckle needs a 6. He's got a -1 toughness till the end of the turn, so he is -1 down to 11, so we're looking for a 5 on this one. That's a 3, so we failed to get that. This could be a re-roll at this point. I think we've got 3 Guardians, haven't we? Kaylin's got a Guardian. Michiko's got a Guardian. Top's got a Guardian. We'll use a Guardian reroll on Top. And yeah, see if we can... That's a wound, but it's not a crit. But that's okay. We just wanted to get our Qatar wound off, so... hasn't wounded with the sword. Has wounded with the... hasn't wounded with the bow. Just been on trap procking duty. Has wounded with the Qatar. So that's a wound. We ignore the reflex. The ball rolls 1d10. Rolled 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we can just do that. Okay, Sentry Carapace. It is a long chance that we're going to get this wound. He is -1 toughness, so he's down to 16, which means we need a 10. No wound. We have done 3 wounds, yes. Okay, so let's have a look now. So Klingon has Surge and Dash to shoot the bow. Okay, so I think Top is going to spend a Surge. See if he gets his survival back. He does. And he's going to kick the ball 1d5 spaces away. And he rolls 5. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then he's going to move into there and he's going to swing with his axe. 5 and a 9 is 2 hits. Oh, what was on top of the Sentry Carapace and an Iridescent Leg. Okay, so we can re-roll a failed wound attempt here. The Blood Drinker is 8, so he is down to 3+ for this one. So we'll attempt to wound this one. That's a wound, so we will not use our Axe Specialist on that. This one, Strength 8 in total. Hasn't got any of that. So he's down to Toughness 17, so we need a 9, but we can re-roll a failed attempt here. A 2, and we'll re-roll into a 4. So we fail that one, we lose a survival. The ball is rolling towards him. What's on top of the deck? Another Carapace, damn it. And the ball rolls how far? 3, 1, 2, 3. At this point, is it worth doing anything with the Scout? Or do we just leave it as is? We'll leave it as is. So the AI card we draw is a resin-plated right. The closest knockdown survivor, there is not one. The closest stinky threat. So we get to choose between Michiko or August. August has a block up, so let's do August. So the Dung Beetle Knight will turn to face. Whee! And he will swing 3 speed, hitting on a 3+, which goes to 7+. So that is 1 hit, which is blocked by the block. So that block is now gone, and now basic action is exactly the same, but at the end he full moves towards the resin dung ball. So he misses 3 times, and then he full moves towards the resin dung ball. That is all we're going to do. Okay, so there's a Carapace on top. So Michiko will move into the rear, and she will swing with the shield, the beacon shield. So she hits with the beacon shield. It is a Sentry Carapace. Swarm of botflies, man, come on now, get rid of this stuff for me. So she should be pretty good to wound this, given that she's 1,000,000 strength. Yes, that is definitely a wound. -1 toughness was pretty clutch. 1 wound. And that is archived. Swarm of botflies gushes out from under the Dung Beetle Knight's armour. Roll 1d10 and add your courage. Yeah, our highest courage is Kaylin, so I think she'll shoot with the bow. Kaylin will shoot with the bow. She'll roll 3 dice here. Don't think she's got an accuracy buff. Look at anything else she can do. She didn't suffer a brain trauma. She hasn't got any bleeding tokens. Oh, legendary lungs, that's right. Yeah, she'll shoot the Vespertine bow once and rolls a 1. She'll allow herself a reroll. Or someone else who hasn't used it yet, I think. Who we got? August is not. She is. Michiko is not. Michiko is. Yep, Michiko will give it. Reroll into a 2. That is a hit. So then she rerolls a second from legendary lung. So she gets 2 hits. She gets the swarm of botflies, and she gets this resin ball. Two impervious and super dense. We have to do this first strike. It's impervious. We can't wound it, but we can roll 1d10, add our courage, and we succeed. So we ignore that and archive the bot flyers. Here, we can crit this location, and if we do, that will result in +1 survival and knocking him down. 6 is not a crit. It's not worth re-rolling, so unless the attacker is deaf, they lose all positive attribute tokens and survival 1. Okay, so what is on top now? It is hidden mandibles. There's a reflex on that. Perform ground pound. Yeah. We're in a tricky spot here because I really want to get a wound with my reflex chick. With my Grimjaw. We've already got our guitar, so let's do this. We're going to move 1, 2, 3, and she's going to kick the ball. 1, 2, 1, 2. Dash and kick again. 1, 2, 3. Kaylin will dash, surge, dash, surge. 1, 2, 3, 4. She'll go to there, and then she'll kick the ball as well. Just 1. That's annoying. Okay. We'll swing with the Grimjaw in the rear of the champion. 2, 3 hits. I didn't want 3 hits, but it is what it is. Don't trap me. Okay. So we're wounding here. So let me think about this. The scout is here. She's quixotic. She's got an extra strength. Oh, she can't spend survival from Vermin Obsession. I haven't spent survival yet. That's okay. Is that an update? I think that's an update, isn't it? Okay, this is a big roll. Come on, Dano. That's a 5. Plus 7 is 12. That's the wound that we needed to get us that. And now perform ground pound. So the ball comes trundling back. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It goes to there. And now he's going to target the buffhead. We don't love that. None of these happen because at the end of this we are knocked down, I think. Is that right? Ground pound, then perform basic action targeting the attacker. Oh no, basic action doesn't knock us down. That's 3 hits though, so that's bad. However, it's -2 damage. Boot, body, hand. Good spread. Body, boot, hand. -2 damage tokens is so good. Then he moves full towards the resin dung ball. So he's there. She's knocked down. She can't spend survival at this point, so that's okay. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds left in the deck. We've basically got everything we wanted out of this fight. Who is going to consume? Is it Michi? No, who's our? Oh yeah, it's August. Okay. Great. I think she's just going to move into let's help everyone be friends and healthy. So what is on top of the deck? It is a Filthy Claws. The monster's going to perform ground pound. At this point, if he's going to do baller, but if top can do 2 wounds, then we're probably okay. So I think we'll try. We're going to move in and try and wound. This is a risk. We probably should kick the ball away, but it's 2 hits. 1. Come on. 2. Yeah. We'll do it in this order. Top is unlikely to roll a failure. He is critting on a 9. Come on. That's a 10. Oh, yes. Gain 1 Elytria Dung Beetle Knight resource. Feeling alright. Feeling alright. 1 Elytria. The monster gain a -1 toughness token. So there is no failure on that. We've got a broken blade and we've got broken wings. So now we'll attempt to wound this one. Crit this one for me, champion. He's critted that one too. The monster's Tough Claw Spark. Oh, that's 2 wounds, by the way. Both suffer knockback 5 directly away from each other. So when the monster smashes into the Dung Beetle ball, love this fucking game. Oh, I love this guy. All right, let's see the resin dung ball. Ball collision with monsters. Dung Beetle Knight can suffer knockback when it does. Yeah. Resin dung ball blocks the monster field of view. Stop the monster's movement and then move the ball 1d10 spaces in the same direction the monster was travelling. Alright, so the ball's getting flung straight into Kalen. Suboptimal. 1. You fucking legend, Deno. I'm the best at this game. And I have 3 courage, so I gain a survival on top, but I don't think he can actually gain a survival. And he suffers knockback 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He doesn't get knocked down. What's on top? It's a swarm of bot flies. We need to do 2 wounds plus another one. So I think we'll do it there. So it's his turn, and he does this closest knockdown survivor. No, it's a scout! We'll fist bump the scout, I guess, to stand up, so that she's not the target again. Actually, we probably should have fist bumped the scout because we knew both of these cards targeted knockdown survivors. Yep. Okay. So we'll fist bump the scout with Toppy before we end our turn. Boom. Does he get it back? He does. He's unstoppable. Cool. And now it will be the closest stinky threat, and we'll once again have that be August. So August is going to get hit 3 speed, hitting on a, don't know, 7 is a hit. Yes, because it's 3+, so 2 hits. The 2, it does 4 damage, which is bash and bleed 1, so it's going to go down to 2 damage. 1, 2, 1, 2, bleed 1. And that is all. We won't do any dodges or anything like that. And then he's going to perform basic action. He's going to do the same thing again. It's the same stats again. It's only 1 hit. We will take 2 damage to the body. There's no bleed. He's immune to bash. And then he full moves to the ball like so. Okay, we're currently getting 5 resources. There's a swarm of bot flies on top. So let's think. Okay, the first thing I want to do is make sure that I consume one of these fresh acanthus on August. So she's going to use her surge to consume, and she gains 1 progress, and she gains a strength token. good start. Then you or an adjacent survivor fully heal 2 hit locations. So we won't do her yet. We'll actually do Michiko. No, we're gonna do Kaylin. She's gonna move to there and she's gonna kick the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then she's going to surge and shoot her bow. She's going to do speed 1. That hits and she gets an extra hit. It's a critical. She's not guardless. She's already used that. Strength 7, I suppose. Well, it's not out of the realms of possibility. She archives that card thanks to her high courage. This one she cannot wound unless she rolls a 10. That's a 2, that's not a wound, so that goes back. What's on top? It's an iridescent back. Okay, Michiko is going to go. She's going to move to here and she's going to swing her Sword of Silence. Michiko has a lot of accuracy, so she rolls a 4, which is a single hit. Iridescent breastplate is on top. There is a reflex. She's already in the blind spot. She doesn't have 5 understanding, so it's not sharp, but she is strength 2 and the sword is strength 6, so she needs a 4. We didn't get a permanent toughness. Does she have a luck? No. So that's a 5, so that's a wound. All survivors in blind spots suffer knockback 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is archived. That reflex is done. August is going to move to here and she's going to archive a fresh acanthus to make an acanthus paste. She'll spend a survival to dash to get there. And then she will fully heal 2 hit locations on the scout. So the scout, we will heal boots and hands. I don't think the boots or hands have any armor. No, so that's good. So that's 1 fresh acanthus archived, 1 crab spider archived, and we can potentially do that again. This has been a perfect fight. Absolute perfection so far. So everyone, Michiko can't get back into range. So Top can potentially finish us off here. So he will spend a survival to dash. He can't spend survival, Dano, you fucking idiot, because he's insane. Let's assume that I am not a complete spud. And I didn't do tuning. And that it would be where he is. So that's the only good way to resolve that. Dash, surge. Swing with the axe in the rear. He rolls 2 hits. As long as this is not the trap, this should be the end. It is not the trap. It's not a club or shield. You definitely want that. So he is wounding on a 3. We have multiple rerolls here available to us. Blood Drinker 8. No, he's wounding on a 4. So the first one is a 6. That's a wound. So we don't get that. We got 2 chances at a crit. Crit top! It's a 5. 5 is a wound. We could re-roll with Guardian to try and roll into a crit. And then we could re-roll a failed wound attempt if we were to fail. What's the crit? 1 survival and 1 insanity. No need. We'll take the win. Great, great turn of events. Having the Vespertine bow, pew pew pew, to just be able to plink the trap and have no penalties is very, very powerful. You gained an axe. You gained no fist and tooth. Michiko, you gained your sword. Kaylin, you gained your bow. And August gained the guitar. That's it. We will complete Showdown. The Showdown was victorious. We do get a Hunt XP and we do get a collective cognition. So I'm going to do that. Let's nip over here. So we have to do Spelunking of Death, but before I do that, we will do 6 basic and 5 Dung Beetle Knights. So this is huge. If we get an underplate fungus, 1, 2, yes, 3, 4, 5. Okay, plus the Elytria, which we critted off, plus the Regenerating Flame. Oh, I feel it like it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay, so we need to do Spelunking of Death. Let's do our basics as well and our 2 Preserved Dung. I think we could have taken a level 2, but, you know, it's always a risk. So basic, we're gaining 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll take that one. 6. Ooh, plus we also get our 2 from the Morgue. Morgue is proving quite useful, I must say. And let's go do some spelunking, and I'll prepare these preserved caustic dungs because I think we're going to get a few of those. Let's keep those here just in case. Bit of spelunking. It's great to have, and we gain 2 preserved caustic dung. It's great to have 5 survivors for stuff like this. We are still technically in the thingy phase, so I am going to, I still have 3 rerolls up my sleeve from Guardian because why not? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are great rolls. So we'll start here. August, that's a 5. August gains 1 courage. Perfect. Next person along is Kaylin. She rolls a 4. She gains a preserved caustic dung. Second one, or third one I should say. Next person along is Layla. She rolls a 2. She gains a preserved caustic dung. Next is gains a preserved caustic dung, so that's 5 of them. And the last person is Toppy, and he rolls a 6. He does not have a pickaxe, so he gains a courage. And that is a good spelunking phase. Okay, so we do have Gorm Climate, which I forgot to do, but we've got rerolls up our sleeve, so that's okay. Gorm Climate. There it is. And then we're going to shuffle the rest of these. And flip out 1. Dark Seamstress. Oh, I don't want Death. Well, Death would be alright. This one. Skull Eater. Okay. So this is an interesting choice because I have not yet played Marrowism, and maybe I'm going to take Skull Eater just so I can. Random survivor to gain Marrowism. We'll go top down. 1, 2. So that would be the scout. Is what it should have been. So the scout's going to gain Marrowism because they're always last on my list. I need to go add Marrowism. Okay, let me just read that first. She gains 3 insanity. A nominated survivor consumes the skull. They awaken a hunger that cannot be stopped and gain the marrow hunger impairment. Boom. And does the settlement have cannibalize? Yes. Yes, we do. Add the Marrowism Systemic Philosophy card to your philosophy deck. That is amazing. So let us add Marrowism. This is perfect. This is perfect. I'm so happy to have Marrowism. I don't know what it does, but there it is. Marrowism. Could be awful. I feel like it's not going to be awful. I feel like it's just going to be something to work with. And let's roll out Gorm Climates. That's a 6. That's an A-OK. We are fine. We get +2 to home endeavours this year. I'll keep that on top. We'll add Gorm. Oh, we're going to do Stranger in the Dark as well, haven't we? Of course, it's going to be one of the last ones I look at. It's literally the last one on the fucking deck. Great work, Deno. Roll the dice, champion. We roll a 6. A 6 is, a stranger is best. I am the lamplighter. Each player nominates a survivor. So this is one of those instances where you could nominate 1, you could nominate 4. I'm just going to nominate 1. I'm going to nominate someone who's at Courage 2. I'm going to nominate Seb. Seb, my guy, you've been nominated to visit the lamplighter. You roll a 1. You are dead. So you use your lifetime reroll. You roll into an 8. 1 permanent strength and 1 courage. You've gained matchmaker. And you roll on the bold table. You roll a 7 on bold. And I've printed this out so I wouldn't have to open the book. And that is a 1 endeavour this phase. Okay, so let's just go and have a look at this settlement phase and make sure I've done everything right. Oh my God, I can't believe we just got Marrowism. That's so exciting. Okay, so Survivor's Return, gain an endeavour, do the settlement event, update the Lantern Year and trigger any story events. We have the game and we have Necrotoxic Mistletoe. I think we also have to do our knowledges from the forum. It has to happen at the start. It's 3 knowledges, but this Lantern Year, because we got nutrition, we get an extra 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's some interesting stuff there, with some light eaters and so forth. Okay, let's do Necrotoxic Mistletoe. This is a mostly bad event. Depending on what we roll. Nominate a health-conscious survivor. They gain 1 understanding and 1 courage. Oh, returning survivors feel their hearts lift and gain 5 survival. La 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 la, 5 survival. Full. Full. Done. Michiko. And top. It is the settlement phase, so they can. Survivor gains 1 understanding and 1 courage. Top. We'll nominate. Actually, who do we want to be our Acanthus Doctor if we roll it? We haven't innovated sculpture. Three, 4, 5 is the best roll here. We're losing 4 survivors here, so we can't get a Acanthus Doctor because we don't have sculpture. So top is going to be our person who gets it. He gains a courage. He gains an understanding. That gives him Tinker, which is going to get us another endeavour because he's a returning survivor. And he's going to roll on insight. And he rolls a 5 on insight, and that is a 5. Gain 1 endeavour. The settlement phase. Great. So we've literally got a shit ton of endeavours. We gain a pattern card. Flip out a pattern card. We get Imitation Butcher Mask. Survivor who frenzied last Lantern year. Let Fear and Rage rule. Add Ballad of the Butcher. I wonder what that's like. I'm going to look at that. Cool. Okay, and then he's going to roll dice. They're all bad here, but a 3, 4, 5 will let us use Cannibalise. So that's an 8. We would have got a Acanthus Doctor if we had Sculpture. -4 population. Do not gain the benefits of your principle. So we're going to nominate 4 absolute nuffies. Bobette, you traumatised. You are dead. Robin, you are also dead. Swinson, probably want to keep you. I think we'll definitely kill you. Ruby, you're okay actually. Phobophobia on a deadest is not ideal. You can die. And am I going to kill Seb here? Maybe not. What's his stats again? He's got 3 strength. I don't like not having a reroll. Poor Swinson, he's getting the chop. Dead. What does that take our death to? 17, nice. Need to get to 21. And we do not gain the benefits of our settlement's death principle. We would have gained a Acanthus Doctor if we had innovated sculpture. We will be able to innovate sculpture and try for that again later on. If we wanted to build another Vespertine bow, we may be able to do so. The other story event we have is The Game. And this one is fun, but I think this also has maybe some potential downsides to it. Here it is, The Game. High roller, baby. Okay, nominate a survivor to bear the table. They can sneak a glance and they gain high roller. Okay. Who do we want to have high roller? It's an awesome ability. Someone who is going to go out on a hunt. August? No. Am I going to give it to Deno? No. Let's give it to Jonas right now. He feels pretty good. My name is Jonas. Dun, 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 dun. Carrying the wheel. Thanks for all you told us. Dun, 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 dun. This is how we feel. All right, Jonas, see if you can roll it. Did I roll a dice? Oh, no, I need to roll an 8+, don't I? Or did I roll a dice? There's an 8 over there. I don't know. That's a 3. Roll 1d5. That many survivors suffer -1 luck and then proceed to the 8 result. I rolled 2, so I'm going to nominate one of those ones who I just killed. Job done. Jonas gets high roller. That goes in the knowledge deck. So that is all of our story events for the year. So we now move on to the develop step. So let's enter in our things that we obtained. So we have a preserved caustic dung and we have 5 of those. Strange resource. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For basics, we also have a fresh acanthus that we picked up, and then a crab spider. Fresh acanthus, crab spider. Boom. Basics, we get monster bone, question marks, perfect organ, why not, broken lantern, love juice, monster organ, monster hide, monster organ, good. And for our most important dung beetle night ones, we have century fingernails, scarab shell, underplate fungus, century fingernails, scarab wing, and elytria. The first time you defeat this guy, you add the wet... No, you don't add wet resin crafter, do you? You have to innovate it. The round stone training innovation. Is that at the bottom of that is the wet resin crafter? Let me check. No? How do we get the wet resin crafter? I feel like I'm missing something here, don't I? Or maybe it is on Spelunking of Death. Maybe it's on Spelunking page. Spelunking of Death. Yeah, gain the subterranean agriculture innovation. Oh, it says nominate up to 4 survivors to be spelunkers. Cool. Subterranean agriculture. Done. All right. So we're going to spend a survival to innovate, and we'll also spend a survival to build the wet resin crafter, and that is happening for sure. Then we can do our pondering of Marrowism. Consider these. Okay. I am enthusiastic so far. I'm going to go and add this bad boy because this is incredible that I got that in the first hunt. And literally, it happened after I shuffled the trap, after I top decked the trap. Regenerating blade. We're definitely not going to archive it to heal a dismembered injury. Okay. So the wet resin crafter requires us to spend 2 organ and 2 bone. So we're going to spend monster bone, monster hide, monster organ to do our thing. And then we're going to spend 1 organ, 1 bone, 1 bone, 1 organ. I've got fucking 5 perfect organs at some point. We don't need it anymore. I'll keep that out just in case we want to do that. That can go over here. That can go over here. And it's time to seriously consider putting the foot down on Qatar specialization now. So let's do our innovate. Okay, this is an important flip. They're all important flips at the moment for us trying to get our green armor. This one is a, we get 4 now, right? So drums becomes really probably the priority. Storytelling would also be an acceptable one. So let's kick it off. Settlement watch is not getting looked at. Drums will have to be on the list. Cooking is not. Memento mori. We take drums. That's a great outcome. We add the drums. Okay, so drums, Forbidden Dance, Song of the Brave. And that's all. All right, well, that's amazing. It's all coming together. It is all coming together. So we've built the wet resin crafter. So now let's go and see what we can craft from the wet resin crafter. What does a digging claw require? Scrap, scrap. Oh, change that. Crimson Vial. Fresh Acanthus. We will absolutely craft a digging claw. And if we have enough, can we craft a second one? I don't want to waste 2 iron on those, but I do want to think about that. Do we have? We've got scrap smelting. Maybe we'll trundle around and try and find some scrap. We've got plenty of endeavours, so we're definitely going to build a digging claw. Now, what else do we need to make for the green armour? Okay, we need. So we've got an underplate fungus. We've got an elytria. We've got a gaunt. Yeah, we need an iron for that. We need a scarab shell for that. We need a beetle horn for that. Flower Knight badge. Calcified greaves. Okay, the greaves require what? Let's turn off our filters. Go look at the greaves. So they require the beetle horn and 2 iron and a scarab shell. Okay, I think we definitely have to hunt this guy again. Maybe we take a few more founding stones to try and whip some crits off. Do we go for a level 2? Level 2's a risk, but I felt like we handled that pretty well, maybe. Level 2 goes up to toughness 14. It's maybe not worth it. Maybe we just go for some crits. Okay, so if we look at scrap smelting, We can... No, it's not scrap smelting, it's someone else. Oh, is that on the... Maybe it's on the weapon crafter where we can go hunting scrap. Leather worker. Partnership, roundstone training, no. Purification, no. Stone circle, no. Alright, we're going to make the weapon crafter. That must be where we get scrap. Scavenging, yeah. Okay, what does a weapon crafter require? That's done from the bonesmith. So I'll have a look at that in here. Three bone and one hide. Bone is the one thing we're short on here. I'll use a vein glass. Don't want to use sentry fingernails. Gorm, I'll use a dense bone. We use the phoenix for the hide. I might keep those there. Saves me time. Vermin. That's a hide. We just need one more bone. Don't want it to be the elytria. I think I'm going to use my perfect bone. That's wild. Okay, so weapon craft is made. So we will scrap scavenge. See if we can roll 6 to 9. So our first attempt, some were survival. That's a 6 to 9, we're going to scrap. Our second attempt, that's a 4, spend a survival or die. So we spent 1 survival. Next one, that's a 10, gain a courage. Next one, that's a 4, spend a survival or die. Next one, that's a 9. So we've got the 2 things that we needed. 2 scrap, 1, 2. Someone has to spend 2 survival. Someone who has plenty of survival, Seb. Use survivalist. 1, 2. Gain a courage. Actually, maybe top would have been better for that. Yeah, we'll do top instead. Because he's high courage. Courage, that's awesome. Okay, the last decision that we have to make now is, oh yeah, and then we'll build another digging claw from the wet resin crafter. 1 digging claw, we'll change that into a fresh acanthus, and we'll change that into a red vial. 2 digging claws, feels good, feels good. Now we're going to decide if we use them on our... Okay, I think we need to decide if we want to calcify them now or if we hold off until the next thing. I'd really like to start to get Jonas's guitar. Okay, let's do our Marrowism situation because that is exciting. And let's read about Marrowism, shall we? Strength under the skin. When you gain knowledge at the forum that is not from Marrowism, it costs +2 Lumi. You cannot refuse a majestic invitation from a bone eater. What does that mean? Layla. Did she actually adopt it? Is that, am I thinking this not through correctly? Skull Eater. If the nominated survivor does not already have homicidals, and they immediately adopt Marrowism. Great, so I am right. I need to add Marrowism to my deck. And our beautiful survivor, Layla. Layla, got me on my knees. Layla, ba-da-boom. I'm begging, darling, please, Layla, ba-da-boom. Darling, won't you ease my worried mind? Osteophage. Oh my god, these look incredible, these artworks. You may archive a bone resource. If you do, gain the marrow hunger impairment. Okay, when you consume a bone, well, we're fucking light on bones at the moment, so I don't think we'll be doing a lot of bone consuming. But let's have a look here. Oh, look at this artwork. Mm. 5, 6, 7 is what we want to see here for Layla. Come on, Layla. It's a Lantern 10. Gain 1 speed. And a Lumi. Mm. This is exciting as fuck. Oh, okay. I don't know that we've got too much else we want to do this hunt phase, this Lantern year. Our innovation situation has dramatically improved. We now have Forbidden Dance in the deck, which means we are 1 step closer to the edge. Last thing I want to do is look up this Imitation Butcher Mask. How do we feel about that as being a real possibility? And then we just need to decide if I am if I'm burying my guitars straight away. Imitation Butcher Mask. Set up, oh, it's a leather. At the start of your act, if you are insane, gain, oh my god. That has got to be a very interesting option. Very interesting. Fucking love this game. Okay, what's our people situation? Wet resin crafting. Subterranean agriculture. Okay, so we'll go and have a look at subterranean agriculture because it's a fairly complex timeline of events, and we'll just decide if it's worth burying those little things. So basically, when you've got a dung beetle knight, you get to become a farmer, and you get to bury stuff underground and calcify it, and it makes it super powerful. We do need to do this with other gear, so this may not be the right option for us at this point in time, because if we prepare the farm, then Black Harvest gets added onto the timeline in 4 years' time, and we don't get to do it again until after that. Encase and bury gear. I mean, 1 or more survivors to be embalmers. We use mineral keyword and a preserved caustic dung. We need to spend a bone. We're not doing it. We don't have enough bones. Okay, the interesting choice that I have now is, do I hunt another dung beetle knight, what do we want to do then? Not scrap scavenge. No, no. Purification, no. Roundstone training, no. Trace petals, no. Suppose we could do a partnership, get some survival. Don't need to make leather, already innovated. Don't have enough of those. Bone beats. We've got plenty of organs, so maybe we'll do some monster anatomy studies. We've got to spend 2 organs. So Deno has not done it on his shield proficiency. So he will do that. And Top with Axe Master has done it. Michiko. Kaelin with the bow doesn't really help us. Guitar's already been done on Jonas. Seb on the dagger. September with the bow. Reroll missed hits. 2 organs. Don't think we need a stout kidney, so organ. That's a thing. Let's use a caustic dung. They're organs and we've got shit tons of them. Done. Okay. So we go against another dung beetle knight. Is he still speed 7? He is still movement 7 at level 2. So being able to proc the trap feels really, really nice. Can I take him at toughness 14? I don't know that it's worth the risk, Deno. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Seb's going to come out as our scout. Jonas is going to come out. Deno's going to come out. Top's going to come out. And September. Now, instead of, do we bring out August instead of Deno? No, I think we definitely want Jonas. Do we shift Jonas over to Digging Claws and the Screaming Set? I think we do. Okay, this is all stuff for me to do another off-camera, friends. I'm going to think about that. But there's some interesting options in here. Light Eater, Light Whisperer. So has anyone got some Lumi to spend? I reckon Deno might actually buy the other one, which is not Light Warrior. Actually, that could be alright. But this inability to critical wound is killing me. Alright, I'm not gonna give bow mastery to that chick. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna try and fucking clear this disorder. Deno can have the shield. He can't come out until I get rid of unlucky. So Deno, it's a 1. Alright, well that makes it a little bit easier. So I think we bring out all of those people, except for Deno, the dickhead. Alright, great. I'm going to spend some Lumi, buy some of those, and I will catch you all in the next Lantern Year where we'll hunt another dung beetle knight. Big Deno out.